What up everyone, I'm Trey Baird and this is Gossipin' Games, and today we're going to be playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. And have you ever noticed that some people just like to argue, that you can never get them to really agree with you on anything, that they just want to rattle cages? Let's talk about that today. I've always been kind of antisocial. I don't interact with people as much as I probably should. I mean, that's how I've always been, and that's probably how I'm always going to be, but at the same time, I don't like to just accept negative qualities about myself. I like to always strive for better. I've had friends before that have been argumentative, that they admit that they like to argue and they don't always care what it's about, that they just want to argue with you, they want to disagree, they want to play devil's advocate, fill in the blank, whatever. And I've always wondered what makes a person like this. And then I've noticed that I have qualities like this myself. Yeah, got it. Okay, I'm going to need throwing stars for this. What? That's a crock. Oh well. Any rate, being argumentative, yeah. I found that I do have some of these qualities. I've found that it has become something of a habit of mine to play devil's advocate a lot, to correct people, to be contrary. And not everyone likes that. And it seems like people are getting increasingly so like that. That they just, at the end of the day, they want someone to agree with them. They want someone to validate their opinions. They don't want someone to seek a higher truth or anything like that. And that's something that I'm currently in the process of trying to make peace with, because it runs against my habits of wanting to discuss the big picture and wanting to seek truth. And I've always been one to go against the grain, and I've never truly cared that much what people think of me. Of course, we all want to be liked and accepted and validated by other people. That's just human nature. But I've always been able to, I'm always being somewhat introverted. I've always been able to find a lot of peace by myself, if that makes sense. I mean, it's one thing to be opinionated, and I believe very strongly in having strong opinions. I think that, people are not attracted to ideas and concepts that are wishy-washy in nature. Wait, I need to go back to get Donatello. People like people who take a hard stance on things. So that's ultimately who I want to be, but there's a balance to it, because I also don't want to be standoffish and someone who has a reputation for being a shitster or anything like that. So I think part of it comes down to choosing carefully the people that you preach to, because not everyone wants to be preached to. And choosing what kind of conversations carefully you have with other types of people. But there's also a balance of surrounding yourself with the right people. And if you surround yourselves with people who are not compatible with your personality type, you're going to set yourself up for problems in the long run. You're going to feel increasingly isolated. It's been said that a person can be surrounded by other people and still be lonely, and there's a lot of truth to that. You know, it's something that not all extroverts understand. You know, you can have more people around you and be the loneliest person on the planet. As any, you know, A-list celebrity can tell you, popularity will not make you any less lonely. They are two completely different things. You know, and it comes down to just, are you the type of person that's going to tell someone what they want to hear or what they don't want or what they need to hear? And I've always been the type of person that wanted to tell people what they need to hear. But that's also, watch this, I love how that makes them disappear. It's a little glitch that, you know, I guess I'm a hypocrite because I won't take advantage of other things, but I'll take advantage of glitches. So I guess I pick and choose what glitches that I try to take advantage of. You know, I admit it. I agree that it's hypocritical, but it's also, you know, my gaming experience to play. Just, you know, you play a game enough time, you get into certain habits. But that's ultimately what it comes down to, is just finding a balance for how you deal with people. You shouldn't deprive yourself of the person that you want to be, but at the same time, if the person that you want to be is not aligning with your other values, like I want to be a type of person that goes against the grain from time to time and tells people what they need to hear as opposed to what they want to hear. But I also don't want to be a shit stirrer. I don't want to be an antagonist. So there's a balance there. I believe that you can find a balance to where you're not being the shit stirrer, you're not being the argumentative person, but you're also not being just 100% agreeable all the time. And I believe that I will find that balance.